Hello and welcome to Heroes on Fire again. I'm afraid it's just going to be me casting this game. Critical is not available. However, this game is live. As you can see, the draft is going live here. We have eXo Cake Carnage versus Grub Gaming. Cake Carnage being able to get the first ban and first pick. They ban out the Brightwing. Before the Lost Vikings patch, I would have said ban out the Stitches here, because that's basically what you're forced to do. And we may still see it since this is Dragonite, and there it is the Stitches ban. He's still a very strong hero. He's just not nearly as ridiculous as he was. His damage was nerfed a little bit, and the hook cooldown was increased and things like that. So he's still incredibly strong when he lands that combination. But other than that, he's not quite as good as he used to be. I'll just make the screen a bit bigger for you here, so bear with me. There we go. eXo Cake Carnage, then first pick the Uther, having got rid of the Brightwing. Interesting to see that eXo Cake Carnage still prioritise that Brightwing quite highly. They still think Brightwing is a strong support, which is counter to a few other professional teams' beliefs, like Arthalon from Team Tempo Storm in North America. He actually thinks Brightwing is the worst support since that big patch. Now, Grow Up Gaming are gonna grab the Vala here. Absolutely strong, absolutely fantastically strong range support. Sorry, ranged assassin, not support. No surprises there whatsoever. Cake Carnage really for their range assassin now. They're kind of left with like Nazebo, maybe Tassadar. Tychus is still in there. Reyna, actually, they've got loads. I was jumping the gun a bit. It's Dragon Shah, so we might see Zagara, but no, we do see the Tassadar pick up. Probably two of the highest priority ranged assassins, even though Tassadar is a support. Ranged assassins, because that's the role he fills in the game right now. He's also very good because his shield does a lot of healing, instant like damage prevention, as it were, as well as the fact that he can take healing ward. And that makes him really, really strong for team fights. I'd like to see eXo Cake Carnage here pick up probably a tank. There we go, there's a Muradin. I would like to see them pick up a strong tank, and then I think the Tychus would be best for them. Just so then they have that last really strong range assassin. They could, then again, they could go for like Zeratul or somebody else as a melee assassin to block that pick from Grow Up Gaming. They did take the Muradin, however. Good to stun. It may force the Vala into going, as well as the Uther, in fact, could force the Vala into taking Rain of Vengeance instead of Strafe. Now, Rain of Vengeance doesn't do as much damage, but it is a stun. So they both abilities have their benefit. Strafe is the more favoured one, but Rain of Vengeance you normally pick if you're against a lot of heroes who can stun you out of that Strafe. The Falstad was picked up. Now we see Falstad has fallen off a bit since the patch. He's not considered particularly strong, even though he wasn't changed too much. Obviously, he has lost a bit of power, but no, I still think Falstad's good. But then again, he is very squishy compared to other ranged assassins, who fill in that role, like the Tychus. We see Illidan pick up for Grow Up Gaming. Wow. Now, Illidan's considered by Arthalon to be a tier 1 hero. He's considered to be incredibly strong now. And I think that's mostly because he is one of the tankiest assassins in the game. Yes, he may not have the biggest health bar, but he can regen that health. He has evasion. He has ways of stopping that damage getting through. In such a way that he is hard to take down if you don't blow him up. If you have something like a Tassadar plus a support, or a Tyrael plus a support, then you might not be able to blow him up quick enough. And what Illidan does best is cleaning up. We see the Malfurion picked up for Grow Up Gaming. Very strong support. I actually think that Malfurion may be slightly better than Uther, or on par with Uther at least, this patch. Tranquility being changed so that it can be used in Ice Block, so we might see Ice Block picked up. You pop Tranquility, run into the middle of the fight, take a bit of damage, and then Ice Block yourself. They can't hurt you. They've blown quite a lot of damage onto you, and you'll heal yourself and your teammates up still. Last pickup, from eXo Cake Carnage, we see the Kerrigan and the Nazebo. Strong melee assassin, and with that Ravenous Spirit, hopefully we'll see a lot of work out of that. Nazebo still being very, very strong. S tier hero according to Arthur. I've just got his tier list to my side here, so I can reference that in terms of the new patch for you guys, since this round was played early on during the new patch. I know you'll see it a little bit later on, but it was played quite early on, so it's interesting to see where the teams are going. And I was actually going to mention that I would love to see Grow Up Gaming pick up Tyrael here, plus the Tassadar, plus the Malfurion. That's lots of slow heals with the Healing Ward, the Tranquility, the Wild Growth, and all the shields. A potential shield from Malfurion, but most likely double Healing Ward. Shield from Tassadar, as well as the shield from Tyrael. Great for just stopping the Illidan. And the fact that the Illidan can go in, he can initiate, because then the Tyrael can follow up with a Judgment to stun and knock back everybody who's attacking him, and then all the heals can get dropped on Illidan. Quite an interesting tactic, very divey, I'd like to see it. So let's get into the game. As you can see, I'm in the lobby, the game's set up, and yeah, let's go. Down here I'm going to introduce the blue team. Let me get my yeah, here you go. Blue team is team, hang on, Grow Up Gaming, there we go. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so yes, blue team's Grow Up Gaming. We're going to have Ozama support Malfurion. Genji is going to be on the Tyrael. Outlaw is on the Vala. Atwa is on the Tassadar, or the Mecha Tassadar, or the Master Tassadar skin, sorry, and Zabina is on the Illidan. And over here on the EXO Cake Carnage team, I'm going to call them Cake Carnage, we have Belroy on the Nazebo, Schofield on the Muradin, Jack Tech on the Falstad, and Eddie on that Kerrigan. With last but not least Cynthia on the Uther over there. So nothing particularly happening. Tassadar just checking the brush. Everybody's sat behind. Not losing experience yet. Only one creep's been killed in mid lane. Schofield picks it up. I think most of the action is going to be down here in the bottom lane. They are run the normal 1-1-3, or fantastic pull and stun by Eddie there, but then the root on Jack Tech. Cynthia's dropping very low now. Genji surges forward with his Elduin's Might. Good stun on the Outlaw on Outlaw by Eddie to stop him going through. Cynthia and Eddie tap the well. And not much more. I'm gonna quickly check the chance here. Illidan up in the top lane against the Nazebo. He's not gonna have a particularly great time, but he's gone for Shadow Shield, a slightly tankier build. Zoom back to bottom, make sure nothing bad's happening there. The Tassadar has gone for the mana restoration. Interestingly, Genji's gone with Heraldric Reforging, but that's mostly because Smite no longer does cast aside. So, oh, here you go. We see a pull Primal Grasp there. Didn't quite hit the target. Impaling Blades also not quite making it, but Cynthia gets caught out, body blocked, and then murdered. Atwa on the Tassadar just kind of popping down to see if he can apply some pressure. He wasn't actually needed for that kill, I don't think. And Grow Up Gaming get a very quick Dragon Knight. Stunned by the Muradin. They're probably not going to be able to do too much damage to the towers. Kerrigan gets kicked back. And they're just going to, try and take, you see positioning here, not taking shots from both towers. Going to try and take at least this line. Good Primal Grasp there into the stun. Tassad's gone for the Healing Ward with Immolation on the Illidan. Muradin does get shot back and does look like he might fall there, and yes he does. Wow, it was a very, very good pump from the Dragon Knight there. A little bit out of position with our Muradin player. After getting caught by the stun, but he should be okay with his shield. Meanwhile, Zama has been down here all game long, soaking experience. They managed to get one tower, so that's a little bit of bonus experience, contributes to their level 6 lead. We are going to see Healing Ward on both Tassadar and Malfurion. Now, the healing effects don't stack, but it is a lot of ground that you can, be relatively safe in with all your healing effects. Malfurion obviously going for Conduit to shoot.
Reached now level 7 for Team Grow Up Gaming. Illidan going for the usual first aid. We're going to have Genji come down here. Jack Tech almost getting caught out there. The Elduin's Might going in, doing a lot of damage. And there's a shield from the Uther. Fantastic Primal Grasp into the Impaling Blades. Or Spikes. What's the name of that ability? Impaling Blades, I was right. Dropping everybody very low, but Genji just about gets out. Dropping the healing ward from Ozama. And wow, the Kerrigan blows up very, very quickly there. She's a little overconfident there. Falstad flying in after taking some damage. See Illidan put some pressure on the top lane. It's already taken one tower. No damage done to the top lane for Grow Up Gaming. Looks like they're trying to steal some Siege Giants out. We're dropping very low presciences to get out. It should be quite okay. They do pick up their own Siege Giants, do Cake Carnage. You see Zabina going in against Eddie the Kerrigan, and wow, 1v1ing the Kerrigan's at Illidan. Zabina has gone for that tankier build with the Shadow Shield plus that first aid. I'll be very interested to see in the build that the Tyrael is going, since the Smite build is quite probably rather not the best. He has gone with Hereditary Reforging, so Elduin's Might does more damage. Amplified Healing, because he is their solo tank. And then Reciprocate. So when his shield dies, it does a bit of extra AoE damage. We'll see how that pans out from the fight. Cynthia a little bit low here, Jack Tech eating that storm. Illidan quite happily taking that shrine and then moving back to pressure the lane up against Eddie. Oh, he does get stunned out, but he gets envenomed. He has to Metamorphosis in order to gain some health back. Fantastic play there, does that bonus damage to the Kerrigan, gains a health back, manages to survive, and kills Eddie on the Kerrigan. Another death for Eddie. That's 3 on the side. Again, Uther getting killed. To say again, this is his second death in total now. He has gone for the Clairvoyance. Not so important on this map as it would be for maps like Cursed Hollow. That's worth getting caught up there. Malfurion almost dying, and he does in fact fall. Eddie is not in a good spot. He'll probably die here. Wow. Get absolutely destroyed. Vala going for that multi-shot build. Cynthia doing what he can to stop them taking it. Taking the Dragon Knight, but again she's going to pick that up quite happily. Jack Tech does seem a little bit out of position. Malfurion interestingly actually going for Mule. Now that does mean that any pressure, any damage that's going to go on these towers is just going to get healed right back up unless he forgets to put it down. Putting some damage onto this fort. Nice stun off to nuke that Dragon Knight down as quick as possible. Now Team Cake Carnage have picked up their heroic abilities. Ravenous Spirit obviously with the Maelstrom. You see Ultralisk Maelstrom about 50-50 nowadays. Hinterland's Blast, Hinterland's Blast going off for the Falstad. Dragon Knight gets stunned and taken down without too much. Divine Storm goes down, pops a Maelstrom. Massive judgment on the Eddie. Outlaw just getting out, but no, getting hit down by the Ravenous Spirit. Does manage to survive. Meanwhile, Nazebo falls in the background, channeling that Ravenous Spirit, and Zabina comes in on the Metamorphosis stuff, Illidan, and just chunks him down. Genji pushing forward after taking out the Uther. Jack Tech getting away. Muradin should be okay, and Tranquility to keep everyone alive. Nice play by Zama there. Hinterland Blast wasn't used, but because of the Malfurion and the Tassadar healing, Team Grow Up Gaming is looking pretty strong. They're looking mostly at full health. They're going to take the right-hand side Siege Giants now to help push in that bottom lane. They've taken a fort. They have a significant level advantage. They are level 4, so they do have a 14. Sorry, so they have a whole talent set above. Sixth Sense ability damage is probably for like Primal Grasp and Impaling Blades. I always forget the ability name, and Falstad's Hamarang. Jack Tech gets caught out there and killed. Unfortunate for him. He tried to go see what was down here and just got killed up.
Shrines awaken once
The whole team of Grow Up Gaming are
Dragon Knight.
down at the bottom fort, just looking to push it in. They leave Outlaw here as they go and probably go take their hard camp as well as their own siege giants. Meanwhile, the Kerrigan and the Zebo were able to take their hard camp, their bruisers. We have 3 heroes now at bottom looking to defend against the Vala, which they do so. She just backs off. Genji comes in on the Tyrael,
Dragon awaits heroes.
gets knocked off his mount.
Destroy your enemy.
Not much more. Nobody's in top lane. They are taking the hard camp here, Zabina and Ozama. Bottom shrine taken with clairvoyance used by Cynthia. Good Eldrin's Might scouts him out, does a small bit of damage, multi-shot going out. Wow, actually chunking Schofield down a good amount. Wall of zombies to block anybody out. Schofield just looking around, maybe trying to get that stun set up for Eddie. Atwood does get stunned out. Just backs away though. Schofield going in, taking a little bit of damage. All heroics are up though. There's a route out there blocking Cynthia's path out. That's just stopping them getting the shrine. Illidan is up solo top, pushing that down. He has taken that top shrine. So it is just a fight for the bottom. The Shrine of the Moon. Schofield gets caught out by the root. Oh, he does not look in a good position, but 12 toss takes him out to safety. Genji gets stunned up by the Uther. The wall of zombies there to block him out. Falstad's flown up to take the top shrine. And does look like maybe Eddie is going to get caught out here. He needs to put a good stun and get out, but no, he's not going to. And in fact, Jack Tech on the Falstad has been spotted out. Meanwhile, we have some roots going down here. Keep a team of Cake Carnage stood still. Cynthia taking some damage. He does pop the Divine Storm. The Ravenous Spirit goes off. Tranquility goes to counter that perfectly. The double storm from Atwa just doing so much damage and being able to make a lot of bad places to stand for Team Cake Carnage. They do clean up all members, in fact, with the Kerrigan going down earlier. Team Cake Carnage do Team Grub Gaming. And that should be a relatively easy Dragonite now. They're going to start attacking these Siege Giants so that when the Dragonite spawns, they don't despawn. I'm going to wait to pick them up. Beautiful. Dragonite's just going to go bottom. They're going to take this fort quite happily. Now that Team Grub Gaming are level 17, let's go on their towns. We have triple Blood for Blood. Wow, we've already seen that double Psionic Storm. And the hardened focus from Malfurion making him able to do more as long as he stays in the back. Meanwhile, we've got double Sprint as to be expected. Ravage upgrades for Kerrigan here, jumping to allies, and maybe it's a bit of an escape. Thunderclap being damage upgrade for solo targets. But right now, I can't really see eXo Cake Carnage being able to do much. It's a good Primal Grasp, and then Paling Blades on the Dragonite, but the Uther goes in, gets killed, as does the Muradin. Eddie's on the retreat. Good judgment in, kill off the Kerrigan. Jack Tech might die to the Illidan here, and he does. That's a 4 for naught trade. Got off the Divine Storm, but it did very little, but minutely slow down Team Grow Up Gaming. Healing Ward dropped down just to keep everyone topped up, and they are just going for the core, going for this push. We've got some Siege Giant in the back, killing off the creeps, but yeah. Belroy does not look like he's going to be able to defend this on the Zebo, and that does look like good game. Very well played by Grow Up Gaming. GG. So game 1 of this best of 3 between Team Grow Up Gaming and Team eXo Cake Carnage goes to Grow Up Gaming. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next match.